We're at the beautiful Ford Field, which really is a sight to behold. It features a 6-story glass atrium, 140 luxury seats, and 7,000 club seats. He makes it out to about the 21-yard line. They'll get the ball here at the 21-yard line. They hand it off. That's a nice 6-yard gain. That'll bring up second down. The stop was made by John Henderson. That's a 2-yard gain.
Nice call there by the defensive coordinator, coming with the outside linebacker blitz, which really put some pressure on this group up front.
The halfback with the carry.
Well, that's just a big run stop right there. You have a very proud defensive line that was just going to take control of that situation.
They get him at the 35. The offense will start at the 35. Hit hard at the 39-yard line. A pickup of 4, and that will bring up second down. Passes. No completion.
And it just goes to show that arm strength isn't everything. Accuracy and touch is something that is so important for a quarterback.
Here's the throw, and he caught it.
It really is so much the key to football. You talk all the time about you have to establish the run. Well, there you see why. You establish the run, and then you come with the play-action pass. Just so hard to defend.
Again, he'll get the call. Clark was there to bring him down. Johnson gets the handoff to the right. He's going to be tackled for a loss.
You know, listen, I would never want to block a defensive lineman, so, I've seen these guys. I know these guys. They're big and they're nasty. But at least from an offensive standpoint, you have to try to get in their way. Well, let's face it, there really aren't too many plays in the playbook that would have gained enough for the first down there, so they just took what they could get.
We have our first penalty of the game. And this one looks like it's going to come back.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined.
The offense will start at the 40. Here's the give. Tackle was made by Jackson.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible and only came away with a short gain.
And he makes it out to about the 44-yard line before he's dropped by a host of tackles. Just got that one off. Down the sideline. He's knocked out at the 26-yard line.
The Vikings had almost no chance to defend that one. Drew Brees is not going to let an opportunity like that one slip through his fingers. He saw what they were doing and took full advantage.
Let's go now, let's go.
Passes it. Comes down with it. Sheelands brings in his 50th catch of the season. Dumps it out right. Tipped ball intercepted. Touchdown Vikings.
He had that one all the way. Not only a great break on the ball, but he knew what to do with it and stuck it in the end zone. Tremendous play.
Gold makes it a 7-point game.
Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary.
They get him at the 27.
Coming off the interception in the last drive, no reason to really change anything. One big mistake doesn't change this ball game. Just get right back to your game plan.
He was hit. Is there for the catch. Sheelans picks up 2 yards with that grab. That'll bring up 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, didn't get there, but did throw off the timing of the play to get the incompletion.
There we go now.
He throws left. The stop was made by Shaw.
Yeah, the defense came with pressure, but they couldn't quite get to the quarterback, and they paid a price. He got it out there, picked up a nice game.
Passes on the move.
He'll take plays like that all day long.
Throws it out. Wow, the easy pick.
Butler was the intended receiver on the play.
Gets the pass away. Harris bats it away.
Wright was defending on the play.
The Vikings have everyone on the line. Looks like they're coming after this one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The offense will take over at the 20-yard line. Tackle was made by Cortland Finnegan. Johnson gets 6 yards on the carry. Here's the pass. And now the offense will be faced with a 3rd down situation. He's laying it out there. And it's knocked down. And it'll be 4th down following the pass deflection.
And those are the kind of big 3rd down plays you have to have on defense to get the ball back and give your team a chance on offense.
Brought down at the 36-yard line. They had to punt it away on their previous drive. Here's the give. Breaks free at the 30. Patrick Willis was there on the tackle.
Big guys looking kind of quick in there. That time they were running stride for stride with the running back up into the hole, made some nice blocks, and they spring it out of there for his huge game. Pretty play.
Everybody stay composed.
Fresh set of downs following the big run.
Left 21.
Crushed as he threw.
Good pressure that time, and they forced a bad throw. Not much he could have done with the pocket collapsing like that.
It's the tailback. He fights forward to about the 23. It's 3rd down now, 9 to go. Ball on the 23.
Here we go.
He throws short. Pass is complete.
It's one of the dangers. You bring those extra defenders trying to get after the quarterback, and you're going to leave some man coverage on the outside. That time the quarterback able to take advantage.
Throws it. Touchdown, Detroit. The Detroit Lions end the 5-play drive with a touchdown.
Drew Brees is just so aware of everything that the defense is trying to do to him on the field. He saw the blitz coming and took full advantage. His awareness was the difference.
Hart fields it at the 2. He gets to the 26.
Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. They hand it off. Tackle was made by Michael Bowling.
The defense did a nice job there jamming the running back, bringing the outside linebacker on a blitz. Sometimes those outside backers a little more athletic and can really help stop the run.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Our score here, the Vikings 7, the Lions 6. There for the catch. The stop was made by Michael Bowling.
And that's an area where he excels. He works his way through his progressions quickly and doesn't hesitate when he sees a receiver break free in coverage.
Gets the pass away. Moss was there on the tackle.
Tremendous job getting the ball out of there and into the hands of a teammate. The rush was closing fast, but really like any good quarterback, sometimes you may take a hit, you're going to be under pressure. You just have to stand in and make the play.
He hasn't had a good first half at all. Just can't seem to get through this defense. Gets the pass out. Incomplete pass.
Well, it's always great to have a big arm, but you have to be able to control it on occasion. He wants to consistently throw that ball hard, and that's just not always the right pass.
Just gets it away.
Moss was there to bring him down.
6-yard gain on the play.
Make plays, y'all. Make plays.
It's 4th down. This one will be from 45 yards out.
He's got it. Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint.
Robbie Gould bangs it in to give them the lead by 4. They get him at the 23. The Lions got the ball into the end zone on their last possession.
Come on now, y'all. Come on, baby. Let's get it.
The pass is away. Patrick Willis makes the tackle.
Nice play that time. The defense came with the blitz there. He made a good read, delivered a nice ball in there to the open man.
Gives it off. Rice gains about 4 yards on the play.
Let's play now, baby. Let's play. Let's go get it now.
The stop was made by Kirby.
Good job all the way around by the defense that time. Not only did they have the deep routes completely covered there, but they also had the check down well within their grasp.
Willis picks it off.
The Vikings have 2 interceptions in the first half of play.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 37. Johnson gets the ball left side. He's tackled at the 32-yard line by Clark.
The Vikings have had very little success running the ball so far, but that time they were able to create a little push and get some decent yardage.
Give to the tailback.
The Vikings are not doing a good job at all on the ground so far. They need to somehow get that turned around, because if you can't run it, boy, it is tough to throw the football.
Just gets it off.
Under pressure, he felt the heat that time and was forced to throw it away quickly.
Bounced off the upright, no good. 1st and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Green 90. Green 90. He coming back for real.
Dumps it out left.
Anytime you give up that quick pressure like that, very seldom are those passes completed.
He gets popped as he throws. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football, but you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Breeze gives it up the middle. He gets out to about the 38-yard line before he's gang tackled.
Passes the ball.
Batted away. Sheelans was the intended receiver.
Passes it out. There for the reception. Drew Brees has now thrown for 3,000 yards this season.
Goes for the end zone. Williams brings it in, or maybe he didn't. We'll see what the call is. They give him the score.
Drew Brees finds his receiver for the score once again, adding another touchdown pass to his total, and now stands at 20 for the season. Detroit is up a field goal. Still on his feet.
He gets it back out to the 20-yard line.
They hand it off.
The Vikings actually get a little bit of yardage there. They've been shut down in the running game so far.
Johnson takes the give. Not sure if he reached it. They'll measure.
Ain't no joke out here right now. It was up there.
The measurement shows us they're just inches away.
It's 3rd down now, just about the length of the football away from the first down marker. Gives to the back.
Did he get there? We'll have a measurement.
I'm going wide. Take all that back. You side. We don't need all that. Stay loose. What'd you say?
He got it.
There are some backs in this league that just have a feel for that first down marker, almost like they can see that yellow line on the field and know how to get there.
Throws it. Moss gets the pick. Won't be stopped.
Moss has made his presence felt all season long. That's his 10th interception.
Throws it short. Almost picked.
Butler was his intended target.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. Robert Mathis was there on the tackle. 3rd down now, 10 yards to go. Gets the ball away. Gates has it. Andy has had a terrible day throwing the ball so far.
Well, unless you're playing for the other team, I have no idea what's the matter with him today. He's throwing it right in their gut.
Dumps it out right. Bernard is there to bring him down.
Patience for a wide receiver is just so key. He's able to manipulate that defense, set them up one play, come back with the exact same look, and break off of it the next. Beautifully run.
Gets the pass off. Tackle was made by Moss.
The Vikings are putting together a good-looking drive here. That's their third first down.
Passes. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick.
He's one of those quarterbacks who trusts his arm maybe a little bit too much. He should have never thrown that ball.
Here's the give. And he makes it out to about the 14-yard line before several defenders bring him down. Here's the throw. Looks like he had it, but it's knocked loose. Clark had the coverage on the play. It's fourth down. They'll line up the field goal unit here. This one is from 31 yards out. And he makes it. Here's your sprint drive summary. So after that kick, the score is now the Vikings 13, the Lions 13. He makes it back to the 25. The Lions come back out looking for better results than their last time on the field. Short throw to the left. Can't hang on. Williams was the intended receiver on the play.
Hey, pick sticks. I try to get you, baby.
Passes it. And he's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you could see the receiver doing all he could to keep his feet in bounds, but that pass just let him out of bounds.
Throws it out. Nearly picked off. He should have had that one. And the pass will fall incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Just terrific play by the defense. They followed the quarterback's eyes, made a quick jump on the ball, and were all over that one.
Hart takes it at the 32.
The Vikings were having their way with this defense last time out, but were held to just 3 points. They'll look to top that here.
Gets the pass away. Anthony Fasano with his third reception. The Vikings just took their first time out. Hit on the pass.
Well, the defense didn't get the sack, but they got the next best thing, and that was a bad throw.
Here's the pass. The stop was made by Hamlis. First down now and 10 to go. Ball on the 23-yard line. Throws it. Tipped away. Chester was the intended receiver. Gets the pass away. They make the tackle, but not before he gives the Vikings a first and goal. Tries for the end zone. Second down for the offense after that incomplete pass. Short pass to his left.
Only gained about 4 yards on that play, but sometimes as an offense, as long as it's not a negative play, it's a positive play.
The offense calls a timeout. Robbie Gould kicks it through to break the tie. He squibs it. The Lions will begin this drive at the 41-yard line. Barely gets that one off.
Let's get that swagger, y'all. Let's get that swagger.
Time for a short break as we send you to the studio for stats and highlights.
All right, Tom, thanks. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the first half. Now let's take a look at some of the top plays from the first half of your game. Let's turn to your game stats. First half yardage was just about even. Fasano has over 75 yards receiving. Minnesota leads it by 3.
Welcome back to Detroit. Duncan fields it at the goal line. Big hit there to bring him down. They'll start at the 31. Johnson on the handoff. He's hammered in the backfield.
The Vikings have to be frustrated with their lack of running success in this game. I mean, how many times can you get beat like that and still keep trying to hand the football off?
Leaping catch.
Boy, that's just a special play right there. You see these great athletes on occasion, the ball's thrown up, and it's just a jump ball, go get it kind of situation, and he went up and made a great play there. Those are the kind that quarterbacks don't soon forget.
Fasano is proving once again that he is an extremely versatile weapon, passing the century mark in receiving with that reception. Again, he'll get the call. When your running game is struggling, you have to start looking for offense from some of your other players. If they can loosen it up with a few passes, it should open up those running lanes again. Passes to his left. Finnegan is there on the tackle. Fasano with his 6th reception. Gets the pass out. Leaping catch.
This team is just so good at executing those short, quick passes and picking up first downs and keeping drives alive.
Short throw. And it's completed. The stop was made by Clark. Finally gets a catch, his first one of the game.
And how surprising is this? I mean, you're talking about not only one of the top players in this game, but somebody who week after week dominates in the NFL, and he's been shut out basically until now.
Pressured, it's intercepted.
And there's no question they were sitting on that one. That is one of the bread and butter pass plays of this offense. They've been working against it all week, and that was a special little trick there that came up with the interception.
Tackle was made by Boyd.
And that's why you send all those guys to plug up the holes, and that time there were no holes, really, and he was lucky to get anything on the play.
The pass is away. The stop was made by Kirby.
Well, when you have a talented running back like this, you always have to account for him. That time, a nice play-action pass opened it up down the field.
Passes the ball. He makes another catch. To the 20. To the 10. Touchdown Lions. Drew Brees gets his third touchdown pass of the game. Long tacks on the extra point.
Let's take a look at the sprint drive summary.
He'll down it in the end zone.
The Vikings suffered an interception on their last possession.
Passes it out.
Tackle is made by Clark. Anthony Fasano
Has 7 catches in the game. Throws just as the pressure gets there.
Just missed that time, bringing him down for a sack, but great pressure to force an incompletion.
Got to him just as he released it.
When you get that kind of pressure, a lot of times the play will result in something worse than just an incompletion.
Dumps it out left. Falls incomplete.
Well, you can't just stare down one receiver on a play like that. The defense is going to be all over. He was lucky he didn't get picked off there.
He's tackled at the 28-yard line.
The Lions will take over on offense now, looking to control the clock a little bit and keep the other offense on the sidelines. Now that they have a lead, they'll look to try and maintain and control it.
Hands it to the back. Robert Mathis
is there on the tackle.
And, Tom, that was because the defense filled up all the gaps. The back was looking for somewhere to run, but by bringing the run blitz, they took away all the holes and stopped them for a minimal gain.
throws short. Makes the catch. Tackle was made by Wright. Williams is able to make his 4th reception.
That's what I'm talking about, baby!
Feeds it to the back. Rice gains around 6 yards on the run. So 2nd down now. The offense needs about 4 for the first. Short throw to the left. Gates intercepts it. Open field ahead. To the 10. Minnesota.
This guy's a gambler, no question about it. He doesn't mind taking some chances, and sometimes it pays off just like that.
Robbie Gould makes it a 3-point game.
Here's a look at the drive summary presented by Sprint.
He's tackled at the 26-yard line.
The Lions want to get better results from this series. Their last one ended with a turnover.
It's one play at a time, baby.
He throws right. Sheelan's with his 3rd reception. 1st and 10. Ball on the 36-yard line. On the ground with a tailback.
It's showtime, baby. Here we go. 245.
Short throw to the right. Wright was there to bring him down.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays that's a lot like a long, extended handoff. He gets it out to the receiver and just lets him work on the outside. That time, though, unable to pick up much yardage.
Makes the short throw. And the pass falls incomplete.
Sheelan's was his intended target.
Hart back deep to return. Still working.
He makes it back to about the 31-yard line.
They'll take over at the 31. Dumps it out left.
You know, that's not one of those plays that's a huge gain, but that's really the essence of an offensive game plan. You have to start hitting some of those short intermediate routes, and that begins to open everything else up.
It's picked off. Tackle was made by Fasano.
You know, it's so hard for a quarterback because his reads will take him to a certain side of the field. But if that one player who keeps picking you off is on that certain side of the field, now confusion starts to set in.
Rice gains about 4 yards on the play.
Let's go get it now. We got to be big time now. All right, who get him now?
Pitch right. Hit and drop behind the line.
Sweeps are plays that you see a lot more of in college football than you do in the National Football League because everybody in the NFL is so fast. In high school and college, yeah, maybe you get it out around the corner. In the pros, tough to do.
Hit as he throws.
Pass rush almost got there that time, and he has to feel a little lucky that that ball just fell harmlessly to the turf.
Down in the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings come back out looking for better results than their last time on the field. It's the tailback. Clark makes the tackle. Johnson gains about 5 yards on the run. He'll get the call again. Did he get there? We'll have a measurement.
We got to go out there and execute, man. You know they want to win. They're sticking it out.
The ref signals that they're just a little short. Short yardage situation here. They'll need a little less than a yard to convert. And so with 3 in the books, we're locked in a tight one. Our score, the Vikings 23, the Lions 20. The Vikings are clinging to a narrow 3-point lead as we get set for the fourth quarter.
In the NFL, if you can run the ball for 7 yards and a first down, it just puts so much pressure on the defense because now they have to play the run and they have to play the pass.
Dropped behind the line.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit defeat on a play as a running back and just try and get that thing back to the line of scrimmage.
Up the middle with the fullback. He fights forward to about the 33 before he's hit and dropped. They hand it off. Hamlin is there on the tackle. Looks like the containment just broke down on that one, and they end up giving up the first.
Defense is all about gap control. All you have to do is maintain your one gap. If one guy blows it, you can give up a big play like that. The Vikings are having some success getting the ball down the field on this drive. This offense is clicking.
Throws it short. Now with 2,500 yards passing on the season, there's no denying that it is definitely his team out there. Here's the halfback. Clark will tackle him for a loss at the 21-yard line.
And I really like the discipline of this defense. You never see these guys trying to do too much. They control their gaps, and that time there was nowhere to go.
Throws it. It's intercepted. The Lions have now picked off 4 passes in this ballgame. Gets the ball away. 8-yard gain on the play. That'll make it 2nd down. Breeze gives it up the middle. Tackle was made by Willis. 3rd down now. They'll need a couple of yards to convert for a 1st down.
Here we go. Green, 90. It's green, 90.
They keep it on the ground with the tailback. This is close. They'll bring out the chains. He did get enough for the 1st.
Yeah, it's almost like he knew exactly where that 1st down marker was and just got enough for the 1st down.
Another run. Rice comes away with 2 yards on the carry. He's there for the catch. The stop was made by Willis.
Good job by the offense that time. Really nothing there down the field. He just takes a little completion and keeps moving the ball.
Gets the pass off. Batted away. And the pass was knocked away at the last minute.
Well, at the end of the game, you go back and you basically say what happened on 3rd down, and you have a pretty good indication of how that game came out. Good play by the defense.
He'll take it from the 18. Big hit there to bring him down. The offense will take over at the 21-yard line. Foley was there to bring him down.
Tom, that was a run blitz on that play. They brought the middle linebacker effectively filling all the gaps, and there was simply nowhere for the running back to go.
Give to the tailback. Hamlin makes the tackle.
Well, that time the outside linebacker came on the run blitz. They got some penetration and shut down the play.
Garrison with the give. Johnson picks up 5 yards with the carry.
And just when you thought this offense was going to have a chance to really put this thing away, the defense comes up with a huge stop. They'll have to punt the football away, and now offensively you have a chance to win it at the end.
Fourth down. The Vikings are lining up to punt this one away. Scott fields it at the 26.
You know, I know they have a chance to tie it with a field goal here, but I think you have to keep firing in this situation. You have to try and go win the game, throw it down in the end zone. I know it's risky. I know you can blow the football game, but if you take it to overtime, you have no assurance whatsoever you'll even get the ball back.
Sheelan's is able to make his 4th reception.
Let's go! Let's get with it!
They won't huddle here as they try to speed things up. He throws right. Patrick Willis is there to bring him down.
Just keeps the ball moving down the field. 6-yard gain and a little progress.
Short throw to the left. Did he get there? We'll have a measurement. It was enough to move the chains.
Good read, good execution. Just take exactly what the defense gives you. That time enough for the 1st down.
The pocket is collapsing. That incompletion will bring up second down. So they'll face a 2nd and 10. Passes. Brings it in. That pass put him over 300 yards for the game. Well, he's certainly done his part, but the rest of the team's going to have to step things up a notch or two. Here's the throw. The stop was made by Wright.
The Lions are getting on a bit of a roll here. Nice play calling and good execution. The defense looks a little confused right now.
Just gets it off. 2nd down now following the incomplete pass. Dumps it out right. Caught and taken down almost immediately. Finally gets a catch, his first one of the game.
And how surprising is this? I mean, you're talking about not only one of the top players in this game, but somebody who week after week dominates in the NFL, and he's been shut out basically until now.
They might have mistimed the snap on that one.
False start, offense. Repeat, 4th down.
Well, the kicker is on here, and if this goes, then we have a tie ball game. If not, this one is in the books. He's got it. Here's your sprint drive summary. That kick just really gave his team new life.
Yeah, that was a big kick to tie this game, but now the focus really shifts to your defense. They have to come out, make a stop, try and take this thing into overtime where you can win it. Decision time now. Do you play it conservatively and play for overtime, or do you take a shot to win it all? I say take off your wingtip shoes and go for it.
Gives to the back. Boldy makes the tackle. Michael Boldy is playing with some intensity out there. He's been in on 5 tackles so far. Passes it. Drops the sure pick. Chester was the intended receiver on the play.
Act like you want to win it.
Throws it out. Hamlin is there on the tackle. It's 1st and 10. Rolls right. Short pass to his left. And he's dropped as soon as he makes the catch. Anthony Fasano makes it 9 catches today. So 4 quarters wasn't enough for these two teams. We'll head to overtime. They get him at the 20. They failed to convert on 4th down the last time they had the ball. Gives it left side. They can't bring him down. Gains his way to the 29-yard line before he's wrestled to the ground. Garrison hands it off. Tackle was made by Weaver.
Well, that was the perfect time for them to call a blitz. They got in there, filled up all the gaps, brought down the running back for a short gain.
Johnson on the handoff. Too close to call. Here comes the chain gang. The measurement shows us they're just inches away. The Vikings line up to punt. Scott is back deep to receive. He's still going. Hit and dropped at the 24-yard line.
Gives to the back. Willis was there on the tackle. That's a 3-yard gain.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
Give to the tailback. The stop was made by Boyd. Rice gets 7 yards on the play. He'll get it again. Stiff arms, and he's brought down.
Those are money yards right there. Just a couple of yards on the gain, but anytime you look up and they're moving the chains, you know you've done your job.
Rice on the right side. Rice picks up a yard on the play. Throws it short.
Sometimes as a quarterback, the only position that you have to throw a football is up high. And when you have a guy with that sort of athleticism that can go up and get it, boy, does that give the quarterback confidence. Looked like one of those old-fashioned rugby scrums there. A lot of big bodies piled together and nowhere for the running back to go.
And they'll down it at the 6. They couldn't do anything against this defense on their last drive, and they were forced to punt. They run a counter. Brought down behind the line.
Tom, the offensive line just didn't get any push there. They've got to do a better job knocking those guys off the line of scrimmage.
Give to the tailback. Clark has 8 tackles now in the game. He throws right. They picked it off. Tackle was made by Johnson. First down now. They'll be looking for 6 points here. He makes it. The Lions have won. So that will make the score the Lions 26, the Vikings 23. That'll do it from Detroit. Stay right there for highlights and stats.